Hey, Remo here, and today we are going to be looking at a few vanilla tuned mod trucks that would be a great addition to any garage. So the first vehicle we're looking at here is the Mammoth BR1819, which is based off of a real vehicle that is the Mammoth BR1819, made by Gabriel 944 Santana. This truck comes with a lot of custom add-ons, uses a bunch of vanilla add-ons, minimal tire and suspension options, but they're all really good, and a bunch of colors. Really a versatile little truck that is as close to vanilla as you can get. So next we have the Boron 4320 Kolesnik by KOT76 RSK. Another great vehicle with a lot of custom add-ons. Very logging focused vehicle, but overall good suspension, good tire options, pretty nice interior. It's a good workhorse that isn't overpowered, but is definitely going to get the job done for you. So lastly today we have the RNG LMD multi-purpose vehicle. Another great vehicle from Ranger. It has a bunch of different options, a lot of custom stuff. It's a little bit heavier and more powerful than the other trucks in this video today, but it kind of fits in because it's a very vanilla, good looking vehicle that is definitely worth having in the garage for a lot of jobs. So I couldn't tell you exactly why, but I've chosen the GMC Brigadier 8000 as the vanilla comparison vehicle to these three trucks. First thing we're going to do is we're going to run them through the old train pull that can be found on my test course RTC mod map. I'm going to set all these trucks up, exact same pull. We're using best engine, best suspension, off-road tires, off-road gearbox. Gonna leave the diff lock on even though it's gonna do some damage to just keep on pulling, see how far we can go and how these trucks really stack up to a middle of the road vanilla vehicle. I don't expect we're gonna get too far up on the hill. These are pretty small trucks to be pulling a train up a hill, but looks like we're running out of traction before power, so I guess we'll see what the other ones do. Now, if you ask me, I think this is going to be pretty similar performance to the Brigadier before us. This truck is really well built to give you an extremely vanilla experience. Again, we have the biggest motor, off-road tires, high suspension. I've added the cranes on all trucks just to give them a little bit more traction for this job. Let's see what this guy can do. It's a heck of a pull off the start there. Feels very, very similar to the Brigadier. Pulling a little bit harder. Definitely taking some damage, and we maybe got a touch further, but pretty much the same. So this guy should be running the show in this contest right here. As I said, it's a little heavier, a little bit more powerful military style build. I think it's still relevant in this truck size because it is very similar size. This is just going to do a little bit better if you wanted to maybe sneak a high saddle on it rather than the other ones. So let's go ahead and see what this does. Still gives it a pretty good yank, but you can tell it gets its feet under itself pretty quick, and I can instantly tell way more acceleration. Doesn't seem to be slowing down. This might actually get out of hand, and we did a full pull. So definitely in a different realm power and weight wise, but still a similar sized great truck. So this one I'm guessing is going to be right in the middle. It's hard to say. I've used this a fair bit. It's not really super overpowered over traction. It does feel like it's a little bit more than the first two, but nothing like the LMV So let's see what this one does. Took real hard yank off the start. Feels like it has a little more power, but very similar to the first two. Definitely going to take some damage with this guy. Okay, we're further than the other ones, but we're slowing down, losing traction again. So, pretty darn close to the first two, all in all. Good little pull on this one. So, logically, let's send the Brigadier through the mud pit first. We're just running a little mud trail on South River map. Kind of scoots alongside the swamp, isn't ridiculous mud. You can see right here we got some of the new JAT tires, the JAT tires, mud tires on this thing. It's pulling through, struggling, not setting any speed records. Chose the oil tank to drag behind these things because it's a pretty heavy double wide wheel trailer. Just gonna see how it goes through this little gully that I know is fairly challenging for some of the vanilla trucks. And as you can see, we're gearing down and we're really clawing through, but the Brigadier is definitely making its way. Wouldn't say easily, but it's doing it without too much of a problem. Overall, pretty good run out of this thing. Let's see how the other ones match up. So again, we have high suspension, we have the off-road tires on this thing as well. I don't think there's mud tires. Very vanilla feeling setup to the tires. You can see we dig into the mud. We're moving a little bit quicker than the Brigadier. Again, not setting any land speed records, but it is handling it pretty well. Let's see how we go through the gully. The nose on this thing definitely gets in the way sometimes. We're working our way through. All in all, pretty similar to what the Brigadier did, so a real vanilla feeling mod on this one, 100%. So I can't imagine we're going to have too tough of a time getting down this trail with the LMV. This thing handles real well. Again, it doesn't do more than you would expect of this truck. You can see it's making pretty quick work of the mud. There's only chained and off-road tires available on this, but they're really spec'd in quite nicely. I think you'll see we're going to roll right through this little gully here. I struggled a bit more than I thought, but all in all, this is a great truck for hauling those slightly bigger loads. Now this thing should be right at home in this kind of trail. It's really built, like I said earlier, with logging in mind. So again, not OP. We're digging through the mud about like you would think. It's definitely faster than the first couple vehicles, a lot closer to the LMV. You can see here we're struggling a little bit. This is a good overall off-road truck and just fun to drive. Alright, time to beat up these trucks a little bit, see what they can do on some obstacles. So you can see we got a bit of bounce in this suspension. It's a little bit springier than you'd like. You can see wheels lifting on this obstacle, so the travel is fairly minimal on the Brigadier. It's doing it alright though, not a lot of body twist or anything. We're just going to see if the pipes give us a bit of an issue, not too bad. Well, we're hung. And that's just me not having diff lock on. Up the hill, pretty easy. Same setup for wheels and engine and suspension and everything. Hang up and smash the bumper. Not bad. Okay, so instantly right off the bat here, you can see there's a little more rebound control. It's got kind of a smooth rhythm to it. A lot nicer than Brigadier. Got a lot more body roll in this, but you can see between that and the travel, it's keeping the tires on the ground, which is just going to give you better traction. So I love the kind of mix between the body roll and the travel on the wheels. Hopping over the pipes, no problem. Surprisingly, the nose wasn't an issue there. Let's see if we hit on the way down. Oh, definitely. Good showing from this thing, though. So I think the bigger wheels are going to help a lot with this truck in these disciplines. You can see this has a nice rhythm to it as well. It's got good rebound control on it. Again, I'm seeing a good mix of body twist and just the travel in the wheels. It's keeping everything touching on the ground. Real smooth through everything. Can't imagine the pipes are going to be much of an issue. And not a nose issue on the first part. Again, the wheels make it big enough you don't high center over those angles. And just no bumper hit. So I can't imagine we're going to see much finesse from this rig, but it's going to get through it. You can see we're on the springier, firm suspension side. Overall, not bad. Does have a bit of body twist. We are lifting wheels a little bit, but better than I thought it was going to be. We'll still do well out on the old open trails. No problem with the pipes. Ground clearance isn't really an issue, although it's a pretty big bumper. Ooh, tough high center on that one and a bumper smack, but overall, it got through exactly how we thought.